But let's just say the sun and the moon are their own separate light sources and they are rotating above us. And as they rotate, they are somehow moving out of our line of sight. You know, they're moving so far away from us that they're converging into a vanishing point as they circle around the earth. Again, we know as things move out of our line of sight, they get smaller. Things moving out of our line of sight get progressively smaller and smaller until they finally converge into that vanishing point and completely disappear out of our line of sight. And you can see the process of that object continually getting smaller as it moves out of your line of sight, as it moves away from you. So if the sun and moon are moving away from us as they circle around the earth, we should see them getting smaller until they vanish out of our line of sight. But when we observe the sun and the moon rising above the horizon and setting below the horizon, we can see that they never change size. We can see that as they move down below the horizon, they never change size. You see the full size of the sun, full size of the moon drop completely below the horizon and rise completely above the horizon with no change in size, like they are moving away from us. With the sun, you can get into atmospheric refraction and things going on with the light that can cause it to look differently. But again, even with the moon, we see the full body of that object drop completely below the horizon and rise completely above the horizon. The full body of the moon, no change in size, no atmospheric refraction, no light distortion, just the entire body of the moon disappearing below the horizon and reappearing above the horizon without changing size. We always see the full body of the sun rise and set completely above and below the horizon. No change in size, as if they are going above and below a curve, as if they are moving around the curvature of the earth. So you got two conclusions. Either the sun and the moon are moving around the curvature of the earth, or they're somehow magically disappearing into the plane of the earth. And no one anywhere has ever been able to record the sun and the moon magically disappearing into the ground. We know when people use P900 and P1000 cameras and they zoom into the setting sun or zoom into the setting moon, they cannot pull them back in. They continue to drop below the horizon, again, without changing size. And the only way this really makes sense is if they are moving around the curvature of the earth. Some people say they could be moving outside of the dome of the flat earth. But even if that was the case, you would have to throw everything we can observe about the northern and southern hemispheres completely out of the window. The sky rotation, the moon orientation, literally everything we can observe, you would have to throw out of the window. And then you would have to explain, where are the sun and the moon going when they go below the dome? Because we know once sun and the moon drop below the horizon for us, they are rising above the horizon for someone else in another location. And again, this can really only be explained with sun and a moon moving around a spherical earth.